Welcome to Lane Stadium, home of the Virginia Tech Hokies. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Louisville Cardinals, taking on one of the top 5 teams in the conference, the Virginia Tech Hokies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis. David Pollock and Jesse Palmer will join me shortly. For now, let's enjoy Enter Sandman. We'll kick it off to get us underway. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. So Louisville's offense will go on the attack first. And Jesse, this offense is built around a guy who could be a generational talent at wide receiver.
This offense is explosive because of that guy. He can take routine catches and turn them into long touchdowns. He can take the top off of a defense. They're going to throw his way early and often in this game.
And I can tell you already, the defensive coordinator is not enjoying his life. Like, every single play, you better know where he is. He can wreck a game in one play, can hit the home run at any time. All eyes will be on him.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down.
And that's the beauty of running play action. Everybody sucks up, plays the run, and you get to slip that tight end down the field with a full head of steam, make a big play.
Looking to throw, it's Adams. Fires to the big fella. And that is good versatility there, and a big hit from the backer in pass coverage.
As a tight end, if you're going to be good in the passing game, you've got to be able to feel the windows when defenses play zone coverage. And he did a really good job of that right there. He didn't rush. He didn't hurry. He took his time, found the soft spot, and gave his quarterback an easy place to throw the football.
Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
And the Cardinals come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to him again. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
The Cardinals kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. That's caught. It's golden. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Back to pass. And the quarterback will be slung
not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. So far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Off the play fake. Pressure coming. And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
And you don't want to see this trend continue. Last week he was sacked 4 times. The offensive line, this offense as a whole, needs to get in better situations, get rid of the football faster, and not keep getting their quarterback hit.
And the Cardinals line up to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. So Virginia Tech's offense will go to work for the first time today. But Jesse, it's always fun to see a guy who's been challenged, see if he can answer the bell and get things done.
To him this week, and he knows that people are out there questioning him. I think that leaves a big chip on his shoulder, David. He wants to prove to the entire college football world he's got what it takes to win this football game. This is a big test for him.
And here's the thing, proving it is one thing, Jesse, but it's not about you. And this is a team game. Obviously, the quarterback position is so dependent on others' success, but play within yourself, make those plays, don't make the big mistakes.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Looking for space, it's Mason. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Keep it on the ground. Not enough for the first, and he's still going. Tackled at the 25, but they get out of jail with a 15-yard pickup. Hokey, 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 high, tech, VPI got it rolling on the ground.
And Virginia Tech fans love that chant, and they love the physical ground game, the ability to run the football. That's kind of who they are. That's how they're built, just a tough group of individuals.
The hand to the running back. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the offense. Wilson will throw. Finds his tight end.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these 2 guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game day.
To the ground with the back. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
The Hokies pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Pulls it and fires to the left. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, get in that rhythm. Find that timing at your wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. They're going to test that run defense to the right here. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. And the Hokies kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. To the air on first down. Finds his big tight end. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15. They might have the defense's head spinning a little bit now. Hit him with a big run, now they hit him with a big pass.
Man, it's so hard to defend both. You know that. Which coverage do I want to put? Do I want to put more people in the box to stop the run? When you've got this kind of balance on offense, the defense can't be right.
The Hokies will line it up on 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll leave it with him. Shakes off the defender. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Quarterback making checks. Wilson to pass. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, on the opening drive of the game, establishing a rhythm and a cadence offensively is really, really important. They've done some good things on this first drive to put them in this situation. Obviously, you just threw an incompletion on second down. They're likely going to throw it again here right now. Quarterback has just got to settle in.
Touchdown, Hokie! A great catch and run for 6. They just took the air out of that thing. That might be an understatement. They took the ball away and just wore down, just grinded away at that defense.
It took a lot of time off the clock in the process as well. I'm impressed with the physicality up front of this offense, because that's where it all starts. If you're going to march the ball down the field like they just did, you've got to be dominating in the trenches, and they are doing that in this game right now.
They get set for the point after as we have the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Good news, I guess, a lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Looking downfield, it's Adams. And a sack all the way back at the 5.
And after that last sack, man, you could just see it. They are feeling themselves. After pitching a shutout last week, after dominating early in this game, it just seems like they're playing with a different aggression and a different level of intensity than what their opponent is. They have been so dumb.
The Cardinals trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Some misdirection with the counter. Can't get him to the ground. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. Here on third down for this offense. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Virginia Tech is on top. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Caught in the backfield, it's Proctor. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed. And the Cardinals will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. The offense changing the play. They'll run play action. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the mark. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Zings it complete to the right. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal.
Well, you know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
And the Hokies are moving quickly down the field. And the defense sold out to stop the run, and they do here on first down.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
They'll keep it on the ground looking for the end zone. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds Bronner. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. UTEP is down right now inside the Sun Bowl, but this young man under center today has shown some moxie. We could see a legend born today in El Paso. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Utah State. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with.
There he goes down the right side, inside the 40. He's at the 30, the 10, and he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Cardinals! Did not take long to get into the end zone. Now let's see if this gets this offense to hit overdrive.
And we may have a situation here. We might have points, and more points. You keep putting drives together like that quickly, chewing up that much yardage, defenses are going to have to get something figured out.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. Here's the return from inside his 10. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first two drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Gonna run it. It's Mason. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good game, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
Love that throw. I'll tell you, he keeps making more of those. Lane Stadium and this incredible crowd is going to be going nuts. We've called games here plenty of times in the past. This is one of the best venues in all of college football, and this guy right now is heating up at the QB position. Watch out. It's going to be a sonic boom in here.
You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. Runs first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Wilson will throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Quarterback making adjustments. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. It's complete to the right. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
All right, defense. It ain't working. Right? They're stringing together several first downs here. But we're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Oh, gives him the little stiff arm. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. The Hokies want to pick up the tempo.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job by the defense shutting down all the options. Making sure it wasn't easy to read. Nice job going to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. And the Hokies come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Wiggins. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. The Hokies come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll go to the ground. Stop just inside the 25. Will mark it at the 24. Pickup of 10 and a first down.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Made the grab and then did the rest in points on the board. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. So an 82-yard drive there. And they finish things up with a dart from 24 yards out. Looking for blockers. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but man, you look at the scoreboard, you're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity to create some momentum, cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the third quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Wants to throw. It's Adams. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down.
Well, you make big plays for your quarterback in the game. You catch a touchdown pass, he's going to look your way again, often, downfield like they did right there. But give the defense credit, forcing an incompletion.
The Cardinals will call on their punt team. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. They've been outstanding here in this first half. Might as well try for the knockout punch, David.
Yeah, confidence has to be at an all-time high. Great first half. I'm going to get more, player. I'm not scared with the lead when I got the football late.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can see the quarterback's body language. He wants to go. He wants to go tempo. He wants to take shots. They're trying to light this scoreboard up.
On the run, it's Mason. There he goes. Picks up the first down. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Now on first down from the 43-yard line. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. He's running free down the middle. Touchdown Cardinals. And they turn it into a defensive score.
Man, defenses are always trying to force turnovers to get the ball back to their offense, make those big plays. You know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you force the turnover, the pill hits the ground, you scoop it up, and you take it all the way back to the house. Huge play for this defense.
Getting set for the point after. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. That is a defensive player's dream. The ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, run with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. The pitch to the left. Creates a little room. And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. One snap coming before they head to the locker room. Run it with the fullback. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Men, it should come as no surprise that we have ourselves a fun matchup in Blacksburg. And how can we begin our analysis of that first half without singing the praises of one of the elite backs in football? Racking up huge numbers on the ground, even throwing the occasional block. This kid is the total package. And if this defense doesn't adjust its strategy, he could be headed towards a career day. And with that, let's send it back to one of the best home field advantages in football, Lane Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. And the Cardinals will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
Here we go. Right. Motion from the wideout. Snags a quick pass on the left. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds right around the 34-yard line, and now they've got a little something brewing. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. Takes the handoff. It's Mason. Oh, he's got some space. They get him down at the 49, but not before he picks up 15.
There's really no secret to it, David. When this guy's running well, this offense is so hard to stop.
It opens up everything, and he's having a great day, showing you a little bit of everything, and this offense has got it rolling on the ground.
Off-play action on 1st down. He'll pull it down and run. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats, but when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
And the Hokies with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Running back searching for a hole. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. They're going to stop him short, and, man, we haven't seen a lot of that. This offense has been a machine on 3rd down. The Hokies will try to convert on 4th down. Off the RPO, complete. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
And the Hokies in a good spot here with 2nd and short. unloads quickly. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
I know a lot of people are going to look at that play and say, man, that was a bad play. Didn't gain any yards. But that could be the offense maybe setting something up. The play caller is going to remember that last play. He's going to remember how the defense reacted to it, made a quick tackle. They might pump that throw and then hit another player vertically down the field for an explosive play down the line. Just keep that in mind.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Tries to get it on the ground. Will not get there. A fourth down stop.
And how about the defense coming up big on 4th and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
Give to the single back. Turning it on. Got enough for the first down. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Louisville!
I know it's early this year, but it's obvious this guy is a focal point in this offense. After having 2 touchdowns in his first game, he gets on the board here. Doesn't matter where he lines up. They find ways to get him the football, and defenses just have not been able to figure him out.
Looking for the tie with the extra point. And the extra point was good. No incident there, and we are tied up in the third. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Indiana is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point. But you take a look at the scoreboard, and you see we have ourselves a tight game. They're up by 13 over Eastern Michigan. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Complete to start this drive. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wilson to pass. Got it behind the line. It's Mason. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and short.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. And how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work.
They stop him at the 42, but they get it across midfield, pick up 10 and the first down.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
The Hokies getting set on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Makes the grab.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
And the Hokies are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. 3rd down play from the gun. Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
And how about the defense getting home with the pass rush? Playing man coverage in the back end. You need to win up front. Those guys got to get to the quarterback, do a great job rushing the passer. I can play man when I got a pass rush like that.
The Hokies will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. Can't wait to see how this fourth quarter is going to go and see who can come out on top in this barn burner. Chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on second down. To throw, it's Adams. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. Got it done in the passing game on the last play, and let's see what they do on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Wide open downfield. And he was loose and out the gate and doesn't go down until he gets to the 48-yard line. This offense absolutely humming as they come to the line again. Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Hauser. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Last completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again. On the run, it's Proctor. Makes it past the marker. Makes the tackle right at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play, and this offense is threatening with a first down. The Cardinals pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Polk. Breaks into the open. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal. And the Cardinals had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Tries again to get it in. Knocked down in the backfield, and boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on that run. Sandman entered earlier, and now they're trying to make it go night-night on this third down. Looking for a man. It's Adams. Steps away to find some room. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop. So on fourth down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. Tried to give it enough body English, but he missed it. After that failed field goal attempt, fellas, still tie ball game.
And that's frustrating. I mean, you put a drive together, you're in scoring zone. Like, this is a green zone. You should be making all of these kicks, these short field goals, the chip shots. Kickers have to come through. They got to do their job.
They go to the ground. Running hard and getting 6 yards out to the 26.
We love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And the Hokies can really attack on this second and short. Creates a little space. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's first and 10. Caught in the backfield. It's Harper. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He didn't that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making the nice tackle.
Catch in the middle, it's Wiggins. And they finally get him down, but not before. He's got him set up for business at the 49-yard line. The Hokies are on the move. With the catch, it's Wiggins. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
And that's what I love about this offense. You're not going to get all of your big chunk plays in the passing game by throwing it deep down the field. You can kind of dink and dunk, and on that RPO play, they had it dialed up and set up to go to that player in the right flat. Nice job.
The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. And the Hokies with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Running behind that left side. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
It's not a flashy play call, but that is exactly what it was designed to do. Get 2 yards, get the first down.
The Hokies with the 1st and 10. Right back to the well. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
And the Hokies can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Here's the handoff. He breaks a tackle. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. The Hokies lining up, just needing a few tough inches on 3rd down. They'll try to power their way ahead. The defense calls a timeout, their 2nd of the day, as they try to get their act together.
Well, when you've had the day that this guy's had so far, why not hand it off to him on 3rd down, right? At this point, you're almost basically expecting him to find a way to pick it up, and he does exactly that. This guy has been a monster all game.
They're going to ride this running back. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Give to the running back. There he goes. Tough, determined run, gets it down to the 12.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, well, he is hard to bring down.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves into position to win.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Leaves it with the running back. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go.
Timeout, Virginia Tech.
They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. This is the game-winning play. Win it or lose it on this field goal attempt. He splits the uprights. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. That's the entire scenario you build up in your head in the backyard. Final drive, everything on the line, and you get the W.
So dang cool. How many times did you do it in your backyard just like that, like you're talking about, Reese, making the play to win the game on the final drive when your team needed it the most, Jesse, just coming through in the clutch.
Yeah, as players, you love this, and that's why you rep it in practice throughout the week, these 2-minute type situations late in games. What are you going to dial up? What can you go execute? What can you lean on in order to get the W here? Great job by the offense.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.